and welcome back to our channel. I'm Debbie.
I'm Darren.
And
this is Pan-Galactic Goggle Blaster. No, it's not. It's
Pandalonium.
Pandalonium.
We call him Pan for short, obviously. I also have a habit of calling him Pancake and Pantaloons and all sorts of things. Pandemonium.
Panic!
He doesn't really panic. As you can see, I mean, he was desperate for love. There really wasn't much hand training involved because he just wanted love. So he thought the ideal debut, we have done an unboxing with him, but you haven't seen that yet.
Mm.
But the ideal preview, look at that fluffy bum.
Mm.
No, he got wings.
Yeah.
You
might think, oh, you did have Bonnie.
Yes, I know.
How come you've gone from a girl to a boy?
Right, well, there's actually a story behind that, as Darren's very familiar. On the first day that Bonnie died, Earbud told us, and he was floppy, non-responsive. He really wasn't good place. The second day, he was a bit brighter, but not great. The third day, which happened to be on a Friday, he'd gone back to how he was when she first died. He was devastated. There's no two words about it. They were actually litter mates as well, so they were actually in the same litter. So they had a really strong bond, and we could see him going downhill. So I phoned up Pets at Home. They only had males in. Right, okay. I phoned up Pets Corner, and they had one female Syrian in. Great. Didn't really matter too much because basically we needed somebody that was next to Earbud in the cage, that was a baby, that would bring him out of himself. And we thought, you know, Eva, crikey, I'm going back in time now. Mishka misses having a sister as well. So Darren went down there. He got Pan, came back.
No, we got Lyra.
We got Lyra, yes. We got back here, and he was quite cuddly to start off with anyway. And then he decided to have a pee. And when little girls have a wee, they don't have a willy.
Strange that.
Well, he did. So he got changed from the name Lyra to Pan, who he was named after Lyra's demon, basically. Yeah. He's fitted in really well. Earbud's got a new lease of life. He absolutely adores him. In actual fact, Pan squeaked when I went to get him out earlier this morning. He squeaked to draw my attention to Earbud, who was sitting waiting to come out as well. And it's all right, he loves sitting on my butt, so that's what he's doing. So I got Earbud out, and then Pan got on the box to be picked up as well, so got both of them, like I used to do with him and Bonnie all the time. It's balancing, but it's a short amount of balancing. Anyway, so they came down here and they were mooching around quite happily, chatting to each other and bits like that. And the next thing I know, Earbud's managed to get close enough to Pan to groom him. So I let him groom him a little bit, and then I moved him away. But they show no aggression towards each other. They're happy. They're really lovely together. It's so gorgeous, and they follow each other around, and they run side by side, and the others adore him as well. Tyrion's not too sure because I think he feels a bit left out, as it's another long-haired hamster, but we've been giving him lots of attention. And Mishka's been a bit low, but this is his favourite thing to do. He gets on top of the back of my sofa. This is like his favourite thing in the world. Right, guys, so we're going to start this properly now by going on to it.
There is a solid bit at the back of there. He hasn't dropped all the way down the back.
This hurts your mother, you know. Right, so now he's covered in dust from going down the back of the sofa. Well, not going down the back, but walking along a bit. I've got dust on me now, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's a bit like a feather duster. So, like his brother Tyrion, he will pick up fluff. But yeah, he just he's loving life. He was born on the 24th of February, which was the same day that I gave birth to our baby. Well, and it's also the same birthday as my granddad. So, yay, clever. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to get him in his ball, sort him out. And I can't believe you were in that pet shop all that long time. How did nobody pick you, eh?
That's right.
So that's how we ended up with a little boy instead of a little girl. And if you can see here, it's very difficult
it's not showing you any bits.
Well, it's difficult to sex long-haired hamsters.
Yeah.
And it is. There's no disputing it. And to be fair, first of all, for the first few days, you can't look at his bits properly. But as I said, because he had a wee, that's different.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, you want to go and play with your brother, don't you? And we've got lots to get through. Yeah. So, what do you say? So, see you later, fans. Now it's Mummy and Daddy's turn to talk. Right, guys, so now Pan's back in his ball.
Yep.
Well, not back in, actually.
Pan's in his ball.
He's in his ball, yeah. Actually, four of them are out. It's only Tyrion in his Pringle tube at the moment.
Yeah.
So, they're having a lovely time, but you may hear knocks and bangs, as usual. Right, so first things first, I'm going to start it off with a tittle. I know we didn't have a weekly one last week, but that was mostly because I really didn't have a lot of zap in me.
Yeah.
Bumps on raspberries. Right. So before it was droplets, the bumps on raspberries. This week's one is Epithalamium, something like that.
I can't read from it.
A poem written to celebrate a wedding.
All right.
I'll show it to Darren and see whether he can pronounce it better than I.
Epithalamium.
I was right then.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It starts with an epiphany, so I bet.
Yeah. That's right.
Epithalamium. Yeah.
I'm quite looking forward to next week, because I just saw that. Right. Now then.
Right. Well,
Sherlock questions.
We're at the first bit we'll go for. Because we haven't changed a bit on the back. There still says Beltane.
Yes, I apologise. I forgot.
We've got on the 16th of, coming up this month, we've got on the 16th of May, we've got Flower Moon. On the 22nd of May, we've got World Goth Day. And on the 26th of May, we've got World Dracula Day.
So cool. And yes, they have a World Toasty Day. And, of course, the most important being...
If you look it up, there's loads each day.
And there's actually... there is a World Cats Day, but there is also a World Black Cats Day.
Yeah, National Cat Day's in August. And National Black Cat Day's in October.
I don't know. Right, so Sherlock...
What was that? Let's find the other bits. There we go.
Can you remind me what the question was, roughly?
I didn't do it. I forgot. So, the question was the senior management doing risky investment policy. A substantial chunk of the attendees marched out in high dungeon. The chairman had gone with the rebels. A full 2/3 of the meeting would have left. But on the other hand, had he been able to persuade his putative allies,
basically he wanted to know how many were in the...
Who made up half the group. Can you tell me how many men were at the meeting?
I said 4 because I guessed.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
And I
forgot about it.
Film I watched.
Lolly Wayne didn't do the Sherlock one.
I don't blame her.
Leanne's no clue, but she'll guess 30. Angela's head's too fried for Sherlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the answer then? Is it 4 or
I don't know.
30?
I don't know. I shall let you know.
It's
I
always
just got
worth giving it a crack
17.
of the whip. Well, that's why I
I'll
said
say-
anyway.
I'll say, we'll go to page 117, so I'll say 18. The board. The meeting comprised of 18 individuals.
You are so jammy.
I can't believe that.
So-and-so.
Well, page 117, I thought, well, if it's 17, you can't have double than 17 anyway, so I'll take 18. Because it makes it even number. Comprised of 18 individuals. If 3 people mark the difference between half and 2/3, then a total of 6 times that number.
Sure. Right, now the riddle.
The riddle.
The answer to that is you don't bury survivors.
That's right.
And I think you said
everyone got that. Everyone got that. Which only goes to say, like say everyone got it. Goes to show on it the high levels of intelligence there are in our little group of people, because I know because so many people have been caught out by that. I collected different riddles and bits in my head, and I would say them to different people when I work with people and bits like that, and that has caught out everyone.
Yes.
Because, as I said on the other previous ones, you're throwing so much information out there that people are concentrating too much on that and not on the word survivor.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, I think that's how a lot of people fell into the trap of the last time.
That's right, with the frog dead in the centre. Because it's the play on the words, isn't it?
Mm. Right.
Right.
Sherlock.
The Sherlock one this time, we've got the signpost.
Okay.
Right. I was cleaning my pipe and my dear friend intruded upon my reverie with what he described as a little test of my ingenuity. Imagine that we're out in the wilds of the countryside following a clue towards the solution of some horrid crime, Watson. It should be easy enough to do. Somewhere reasonably unfamiliar to you. Derbyshire, say. Very well, I said Derbyshire. We departed from the hamlet of Mercaston at the same time. We made our separate ways into Riversdale Park. We're to meet in the village of Muggington, once I've had a look at the Halter Devil Chapel. You know that the local paths will guide you between the two, but otherwise you're utterly unclear as to where Muggington actually lies. That takes little imagination, I muttered. You're walking along a path when you come to a fivefold junction. There's a signpost which shows which village lies along which path, but to your dismay it has been blown over, and you've no idea which of your 4 options might carry you to Muggington. Could you find your way? Yes, I think I could.
I'm guessing. Right, and have we got a riddle, dear?
Yes. Right. This is an old one as well. People may know it. People may work it out. Right. Mary's father has 5 daughters. Nana, Nini, Ninny, No. What's the 5th daughter's name? Yep.
Got it.
Yeah. Good.
Right.
So,
Right, I'm going to go on to what was posted this week because we actually got quite a lot on there this week. Posted on the Rocking Writers channel was Occult Box Spooky Socks,
Yep.
Freya's Cauldron, Witch Casket, our second book haul of the year, coloured hair wax and application, and Cures and Curses.
Yeah.
Right, and on the Witchcraft channel, which is in which one, not which pointy hat. We posted the Cubic Fun Night Bus. Right.
Yep.
Now then, this leads on to the next bit. So next on the Rocking Writers is going to be, and these aren't in an order. Geek Gear Wizardry, Z-Box, Threads. They're the ones that should be going on without question this next week. Because we have recorded them. So it's only if we get problems in the meantime. Yeah. We also have another 2 we've recorded. Well, more than 2 really, because we've got 3 different wax hauls. So we're hoping to get one of them out this week.
I'm going to either have at least Saturday, Sunday, or possibly 2 Saturday, Sunday.
Harry Potter Ooshes is another one we've recorded because we got a deal on those. So we bought a few. Now then, boxes due in this week, so they may not be recorded this week, but boxes we're still waiting for that we know are on the way to us is Occult Box £5 Friday, which we bought 2 of because of 2 different choices, so we got both of them. And the other Occult Box that I said before that is actually the full
that's the Occult Box Goth Box, which is April's one.
Right, so delays are Click Crates.
Yeah, Click Crates. They've been waiting for a couple of items from the last 2 weeks. They sent an email saying about it. From what they've ascertained with talks, these 2 items aren't going to turn up anytime soon. So they're trying to
get something in.
Try and get hold of something in the meantime. But as I said, it's not easy to get the amount of them that they need at a good price and short notice.
What I would say is that I'm always more patient with companies that are upfront about it.
Yeah.
I don't like COVID being blamed because I think we're past the stage where we can really blame it, to be perfectly honest.
To the extent that Loot Crate are,
so, you know, I mean, they're being honest, they're saying what they're saying. Also, delayed are the Cures and Curses.
It's the Japanese box.
You've got to contact him about the egg again, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
And it's the Japanese one. And again, he's waiting on stuff to arrive. So, you know, that's our last one that's going to come from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we have just done the normal one, as I said. So that'll be shown next week, hopefully.
No, that was on yesterday.
Oh, that was on yesterday, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Right, now then. Diamond painting. Now, I will say...
Timmy's been so excited about this.
I haven't...
She finished it last night. She was like...
I did. I've been working quite solidly on it.
You've covered it up so people can't see it, haven't you?
I have. That's why I haven't put the new throw on here yet. Right, so... Please like it. Dun, dun. Dun. What do you think?
Ain't not bad.
I don't think it's a bad one. It's not as sharp as I was hoping for, but it's not bad either. No. So I'm quite happy. But yeah, it was a really fun one to do as well.
Yeah. Hold it up again. Yeah. There we go. It's better. No, I zoomed it in more. There we go.
Are you right?
Yeah.
Because it's quite heavy. Right. I also had it covered over because now there's nothing like the sheeting they like the paper sort of sheeting that they use over it. It was open to the hamsters, so we didn't want sawdust all over it.
Open the hamsters.
But in actual fact, because I've been working on that, I haven't been doing any other projects this week. Right guys, so we're going to be doing, as my next diamond painting project, which is the one that I show you guys an update of each Friday, depending on how much is done on it. We have got this one. It's a 60 by 40. There's only actually 35 colours, but that's because there's a lot of darkness there as well as light and so on. And of course it's supernatural. Dean's my favourite. I love his humour, and he's quite quirky. I mean, to be fair, I like all the characters, including Crowley, but Crowley, yeah,
Crowley's great.
He is great, yeah. But yeah, Dean's my favourite of the two brothers. Now then, as I said, only 35 colours. And to be honest, I think I'm going to end up spending tonight sorting these out and not getting a lot done. So, as I've said before, you've got the symbol, which are usually coloured in some way. Then you've got the number, which is a coded number of the colour. Now, as I've said to you, some places differ, so you can get like 3 that are different types of shade. Right, and this is how many drills that are needed for this project. So, and that's how many bags you get them in. So it's all easy to work out whether you've got everything you need. And I've got my bags ready, so I've got 35 of those. And this bad boy, which goes all the way around like that because it's portrait. Because it's a portrait one, obviously I do it slightly differently from the landscape. It's just the way it is. Right guys, so again, we'll catch up with you on a weekly basis with this, unless I haven't done much, in which case you won't get to see it. Because there's no point. But yeah, so very much in the future this should be completed.
Yep.
Okay, to me.
No. You haven't read much this week either.
No, I know.
You're still in the same book.
It was diamond painting or reading. The biggest problem was I kept going to read it at night, but it's a scary bit, and I can't shut up, and I can't read the scary bits at night because I have very strange dreams that are not necessarily good. Right, TV this week.
Yeah.
We finished Warehouse 13. So good. And I was watching Veronica Mars pretty much back to back. I'm on season 3 now.
Yeah.
And we just started watching
Eureka.
the last one. We're still on season 4 of Eureka, and there's 5 altogether. So we've still got a bit to go on that, but we want to finish off other ones. I think that's all that's been watched this week.
Yeah.
Right, so I've covered that and covered that and covered that. Right. Now then, is it our lovely Angela that's in Ireland?
It is. So, what else we got on here? People have said about. Thank you for all the people giving their lovely thoughts about Bonnie.
Oh yeah, we really appreciated that. Yeah. But I think Pan was very much meant to be. I mean, as I said, he was hanging around in that pet shop for a very long time with only 2 gerbils in the next tanker's company, and he's a lively little lad, and he wants attention, he wants cuddles, he's very cuddly. In fact, you cuddle and stroke him, he'll just sit there and take it. But the funniest thing had to be, I put my hands in the cage and I was stroking his back, and then he sort of shuffled over, laid on his back. There was no stress in his body whatsoever, and I was tickling his belly, and I went to move my finger away and he pulled it back again. So he is adorable.
that is. Yeah. Pink Poodles said about watching Noughts and Crosses.
Yeah, we haven't had a look at that, have
Just
we?
looked here, what is it? Noughts and Crosses, the BBC adaptation of Malone Blackman's 2001 novel series. Blah, blah. Childhood friends whose relationship blossoms into romance. How they live in contemporary dystopian society divided by colour with strict race laws. Cephia Cross is a member of the black ruling class, whereas Callum is a naught, a white member of the underclass, making them truly star-crossed lovers. It's a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, then, basically.
A lot of romances are, in a way, to be honest, based.
No, they're not. No. Romance ones aren't.
Oh no, it's usually
Romeo and Juliet's a tragedy because they die at the end. It's not romance.
Right. Look who's come out to see you all.
But yeah, so that looks quite.
Look at the toots.
That could be quite good.
Look at the little tootsies. The little tiny white little socks with furry feet.
Leanne did watch because she didn't say. We didn't see a bit on her because she said she was taking a week off, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She did watch us, but she fell asleep.
We're that entertaining.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Once you saying that, you fall asleep.
I usually fall asleep.
Frequently, don't
I usually fall asleep.
I
usually fall asleep watching YouTube. Yeah.
Right. I say I said about different places to visit in East Sussex.
Yeah. She said when she comes over to the UK, as you say about going over there, they'll be based in Herne Bay and Canterbury. We've been there before, but not seen a lot, apart from the cathedral and a wildlife park.
I'd recommend to anybody going to...
Likes the idea of the murder museum.
Yeah.
In Hastings.
Hastings, actually, I looked up to refresh my mind that these are tried and tested by ourselves over the years. With Hastings, you've actually got... And it's only 1 hour, 18 minutes, 48 miles away from where you're staying. You've got, as I said, the True Crime Museum. You've got Cliff Railways, which is quite cool. Now then, they also do a shipwreck museum, which is quite good. And they do a threefer, and it's on Deep Reef, Smuggler's Adventure.
Deep Reef is like a sea world.
An aquarium.
Sea life,
jobby.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice one, actually. And they do that with the Smuggler's Adventure, and for the life of me, I can't remember. Hang on, Mishka. Let me have a look at her phone, because I kept it out, so I can show you.
Story.
Mishka, come here. Oh, Hastings Castle and the 1066 story.
All right.
Now, it doesn't say how much I know it is a considerable cut, because it did when we got it. We got all 3 tickets. But the prices aren't bad anyway, to be honest, on some of these standard. Well, I'll show you. Right, so if we start off with, you've got the Smuggler's Adventure. I apologise. Hang on a minute. I'm sorry, Mishka's. I'm having difficulty with the Mishk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get, as I was saying, you can get 3-in-1 combi tickets. I know they're cheaper. You can't get them online presently, though, but you can get them when you actually go to the place. So you can buy a 3-in-1. I can't tell you the price because I don't know. But to be honest, lovey, I mean, it's always worth phoning these places to find out different bits.
Yeah.
But right now, then, this is the one for the Smuggler's Adventure, and it's in caves, and it's one of those things I can't do anymore because the first thing you come to is a huge amount of steps.
Yeah.
And it's underground, and it's really cool, actually. It's a really good thing. Then you've got Hastings Castle and the 1066 story. and you've got the Blue Reef Aquarium. Now, if you only actually want to go to 2 of these places, it's still worth looking at the combi
God,
ticket
Blue Reef
price.
Aquarium is expensive now.
Yeah.
They never used to be anything like that. I think last time we went to one.
Oh no, it didn't, did it?
No, I thought it was about 10, 12 quid, I think.
Yeah.
We went to the one in Hastings. We've been to the one in Ilfracombe as well. I think the Ilfracombe one was about 6 quid when we went.
But as I said, I can't tell you the price of the 3-in-1 because they're doing that face-to-face only. But it's something you can always phone them up about. These places, I have spoken to people from them before, and they are really helpful as a rule. Right, so let's close that one. Let's have a look. What else I've got written down?
While you're looking, I've got in Canterbury. There's a ducking stall.
Yes.
It can be seen from the bridge over the River Stour at the old Weaver's House in Canterbury High Street. I suppose one of the most photographed bits in Canterbury.
I can understand it. I mean, it's Canterbury tells the attractions supposed to be very good. That's actually, you've made us want to go to that part of the world again, I must admit. As I said, we've done Hastings and we've also been to Howlett's.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Canterbury Tales attraction sounds really good. You sort of walk through sights and smells of yesteryear, as it were. Westgate Towers is a museum viewpoint, and it also has an escape room that they run. There's also beautiful outside gardens and things. Canterbury Historic River Tours looks really good as well. You get on a passenger boat and it takes you for a trip along the river and whatnot, and it points out different historical bits and things like that. It's nice and calm. I like things like that. As I said, Howlett's Wildlife Park, I think that's possibly the one you went to. There is actually a twin one. There's Port Lymph as well. We haven't done that. That's one on our want to do list.
It was Matthew Aspinall Trust, wasn't it?
That's right.
So I think he's dead now.
As I say, they are
done by his family, haven't they?
Mum and Dad have done both, and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
We've done Howlett's. I remember it quite well because that tiger managed to pee on my sister-in-law, which was no mean feat. I mean, I did feel for her because, honestly, of all the things to happen
it didn't pee on it. It either peed or sprayed on her.
She was quite wet, Darren.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, also wasn't very happy with your dad either. The gorilla.
Oh yeah, that
he came up
really
and the gorilla came flying up to it, put his fist down on the ground, shot up and kicked his feet against the toughened glass on it, and your dad really didn't like him.
Monkeys do not, as a rule, like my dad. Monkeys, gorillas, and they go absolutely nuts when they see him. We've had a really placid gorilla that's always had a TV. It threw the TV at him. I mean, it's ridiculous. But no, my dad is not loved by monkeys at all. He never has been. I mean, they chase after him in the enclosure. I don't know what it is about him. Right. Also, there's Kent Museum of Freemasonry. I don't know whether that'd be your thing or not, but it'd be quite interesting. I mean, we'd find it interesting because you've still got all the ritual and the secret society bit and things like that. It's not witchcraft, but it's other than the dunking store, it was the closest thing we could find to I can't think of the word now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's quite interesting anyway.
Yeah.
So your dad got taken in, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got taken into a room because they wanted him to join.
Yes, he did. Yes, but he wasn't supposed to do that. So
when we had the shop,
we don't say that.
No, when we had the shop, they wanted me to join, but I wouldn't join because Debbie can't.
Actually, I have no issue with it. But
no, but they don't take women, or the women are a lesser bit. They're a bit on their own. Whereas me and Debbie do everything.
We do
together.
Do everything together. Yes.
So, not interesting.
Funny enough, I don't find it sexist. I find that it's just
Well, it's not sex. It's not a bit of
it's
sexist.
how it's always been. It's
just because
it's a men's club. It's,
yeah, so because we can't do it together, I've got no interest in going.
No.
Basically, you know what I mean?
I mean, I always assumed at some point as I got older I might join the WI. But it's not something that appeals to me because of the religion aspect, for one thing. Yeah. But it's not all jam Jerusalem. They get interesting talks and bits like that. But the biggest problem is that I have with it is, A, I can't get out anyway, and B, large groups of women can be very cliquey.
Very often,
and I don't fall into normal characterisation, as it were. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they burnt steaks at me or something. But yeah,
we almost had that before at some markets we've done.
Yes. Oh, that little.
I got kicked out. Got kicked out of one.
You did. One.
Yeah.
You did the church hall one, didn't you?
The church hall one, evangelical church. Yeah, they really weren't happy. I magic bits and
yes, but
vampires and stuff.
The magic
but they were magic tricks.
They were muggle magic tricks.
They were magic tricks. The bits we have left over from the shop.
Yeah.
And we had some magic tricks, and I had a picture that had a vampire, a woman. It was an Anne Stokes picture, the vampire, a woman vampire holding a goblet of blood. And
Personally reasonable to me.
And they didn't like that. They didn't like it when I asked them if they were going to have a Christmas tree up because that was pagan. And yeah, I got kicked out.
He wasn't abusive. He wasn't rude. He was disgusted and a little bit hurt. But
the one we had a look at Henfield, the one we had a look at Henfield and never did. They would have burnt us there.
Oh.
that was a clicky church thing.
You go around some, and yeah, but other ones have been lovely, and it's not a problem. It's not so much
we had a
religious thing as a
pastor, wasn't he?
I think. Yeah.
The ex-pastor who used to come in and buy
he thought our
dragons
shop was
and skulls and bits like that in different bits. Yeah.
I mean, I did point out to a couple of ladies, have they not looked at the architecture of churches? We've seen lots of churches and that. I said, well, you see skulls, you see quite Gothic.
Early ones, you see pentagrams.
You do, yes.
Because they used to put them in because they did it to try and convert people into Christianity.
That's right. But any religion you decide to follow is up to you. But I don't think it's something that should be enforced. Which, to be honest, is one of the reasons why I love having my altar. Because it's for us, it's for our family, it's calming. It really is. And there's no hard and fast rule. That's another thing I love about it. But as I said, I'm not here to convert anybody.
No.
And I'm not here to put down any religion. In actual fact, I never minded doing religious education at school. I found it quite interesting because if you are aware, I know, but if you're aware of bits...
Religious education, it was a bit rough. Religious education was.
Oh, no, our teacher, she was lovely.
He was a nutter, he was. Mr. Bailey, he had very staring eyes. He used to throw blackball rubbers across a bit of children.
They used to be able to in those days, the science teacher.
It wasn't in those days. I was only born in 73.
No.
I mean, I didn't go to secondary school in 1986. No. You know what I mean? I was like, it wasn't in those days. It wasn't legal.
But no, I mean, I'd rather be laid back and accept people for who they are. Because at least that way, you know, everybody's got their own mind. Everybody's got their own thought process. And you might sit and think, well, they're wrong. And they may very well be wrong. But it is their own thought process. And you can't, you know, you have to sort of accept that some people are just a bit thick. I don't mean that nastily, and I don't mean it into, it's like just because you know pi infinity or what have you, which obviously I don't, otherwise I wouldn't have used that term, it doesn't mean that you're bright. It's like, it's common sense. Common sense is the most important bit, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent.
You have, yeah.
Again. Have there been any questions?
No.
No.
No questions.
We did fill in.
Name questions.
I had a fabulous time looking around the internet at different bits and pieces. I mean, I got a map up to see where Canterbury was, and then had a look and saw, because I know Hastings quite well from day trips and bits like that. It's easier for me to give advice, but when I looked into Canterbury, basically I picked out things that I thought looked really good, and we're quite envious now. But no, I'll say, I don't know when you're going, but have a fabulous time.
Yeah.
And anyway, guys, if you have got any questions for next week, if you want to know anything, if you see, my brain's gone, it's just gone, fluttered away, it did, fluttered away. But anyway, as I said, if you've got any questions and that, just ask and we'll try and help. I quite liked looking into Canterbury, I must admit, because as I said before, it was we know we want to travel around England. So yeah, I mean, if any of you guys are going somewhere particular, like one of our ladies obviously is, let us know, and we can always tell you about different places if we know that area. I'd recommend anybody going Devon, Cornwall way, especially Cornwall, with some of the bits there and things. So yeah, by all means, you can ask us anything you want.
Round by Stratford as well. Stratford upon Avon.
Oh yeah, we know Stratford upon Avon as well quite well. But I mean, there's different places I've been to, and there's different places Darren's been to. I wish I'd done a bit more when I went into Amsterdam. But I mean, there's still quite a few places I'd like to go and see and things like that. But it just depends. You can think of the amount of unboxings we'd have to do when we got back. Crikey. Cold pie, wouldn't it? Anyway, guys, you stay safe, stay different, have a good weekend.
Yeah.
And as I said, be different.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.